happy weekend. It is a self-care and knit type of day. I just got out of the shower, I've got a load of laundry going, I've got my cup of coffee, and I want to sit down and make myself a progress video because I keep seeing all of these videos on YouTube right now of people saying, here's all the things I knit in 2022. And I'm sitting here like, what did I do in 2022? Like, what did I knit? I don't feel like I knit very much, but like I know I did. These socks, for example, 2022. But like I don't really remember everything I knit. So I wanted to make a video to remind myself where I started in 2023 and also maybe keep myself accountable for actually finishing the things that I said I wanted to work on. So the thing I'm working on the most right now is supposed to be a sweater for my big sister. It looks like this right now. It was supposed to be a Christmas present. However, it actually goes like this. However, I got to the point where I was supposed to split for the sleeves, and I tried it on, and it was way too tight on me. And yes, my sister is itty bitty skinny. She's a dancer and a physical therapist, so like, she's skinny. But she also has broad shoulders, so like if it was a little snug on me, no biggie. But it was really snug on me. So, like I could barely get it on. So I had to rip it all out, but it ended up for the best because I switched from a white fuzzy yarn to this lilac lavender velvety yarn. And I think it looks a lot better with that and will be very cozy. So that's first priority because it was meant to be a Christmas present. Sorry. Second priority, I'm gonna go ahead and say second priority is this little lovey that has been sitting half done for ages, because I sewed a little surprise quilt at the request of my boyfriend's friends for their friend who just recently had a baby. And I want to send them, this is going to be an elephant. I just have to do the trunk and the little fringy on the ends of the little skirt and connect them, and then I'm done. So like, what's the holdup? I need to do that. So maybe when I need a break from knitting, I'll switch to crochet and finish that. But I would like to be able to send both of those things so they have the quilt that was sewn by me, but like pretty much entirely designed by the group of friends that asked me to do it, and then a little something from me for the baby as well. So that's second priority. Third priority is gonna be Pooh Bear. I started Pooh Bear probably like 2 years ago. I finished his head last year. I tried to embroider on his smile. It looked terrible. I cannot do it. Like, the eyes, fine. Those look fine. But the smile, couldn't do it. But he still needs a body and some limbs. So I really need to get to work on that. This was supposed to be a gift for my mom, probably for her birthday 2 years ago. And her birthday's coming up again in February. So I really would like to get this done so I can finally give it to her. Because whenever she saw me working on it, she loved it and was like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. So I really need to finish it so I can actually ship it to her. She lives a couple states away, so I probably am not going to see her for her birthday. But I want to send her a little stuffed with love bear that has taken me with, like, the head didn't actually take me that long. I just didn't have the motivation to work on it for some reason, even though, like, I have a person, usually having a person that I'm knitting for and like a deadline helps me get it done. But for some reason, Pooh Bear's deadline became a very loose deadline. So that's that. I am also hoping when I send that, hopefully I'll be able to send that, the sweater for my sister, and then last year for Christmas I made her a sweater in these colors, and she asked for a pair of socks in these colors, and I knit one, didn't realize that I did the toe in the correct purple but not the heel and the cuff. Like, you can kind of see this is a little lighter than this. This was a purple that I used in a sweater for myself, and this was the purple that I used in her sweater. So I need to redo this, and maybe, and this is DK weight yarn, so it shouldn't take me long. I should be able to get that done in a breeze once I figure out what size needles I used. But I may also do it a little differently, because looking at this, it's kind of messy. So I might look up some techniques for stripy socks. Plus, I've got all this on the inside. So I'm gonna have to redo this a little bit anyways. So might as well look up some techniques that'll make all of those things look neater and be easier on me. Because in the sweater, it just had one stripe of each color. No big deal. Just a couple strands of yarn to weave in. This is a lot of strands of yarn. So we're gonna look at what I can do about that to make that easier. And I also last year knit a single fingerless glove in this gorgeous, what type of yarn was this? Not alpaca, Angora. This gorgeous Angora blend. And it's so soft to the touch, but when I actually put it on my hand, let's see if I can remember which way it goes on this one. When I actually put it on my hand, at first it's fine, but then after, like, already around my wrist, it's getting really itchy. So that's just got to be something with, like, the tightness and the halo on it, but it's so pretty. So I'm gonna have to rethink what I'm gonna do with this yarn, because I'm not gonna want to wear these if they're so itchy on my wrist. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do about that yet. It's so pretty though, I don't want to take it out, but I'd rather use the yarn for something that I'll actually wear. So this is probably gonna get unraveled, unfortunately, and made into something else. Because why have something that you're just never gonna use, you know? We're getting into project bags. In this tote from the Red Hot Chili Peppers concert that my boyfriend and I went to this summer, the Unlimited Love World Tour, I've got a crochet cardigan I started probably sometime in the summer. Probably in like August or September. And it has gone nowhere fast. It is going to be the Blankie cardigan by I don't know who. So it's going to be really big and really soft. But I just have had no motivation to crochet apparently. Knitting? Sure. I think it's where I've been knitting so much longer than I've been crocheting. So I can knit and do other things at the same time, no problem. I cannot do that with crochet. Crochet is a very like one thing on my mind type of activity. I cannot watch a TV show or like anything like that. So I've had no motivation to sit down on and work on this, but it's the part that I have done looks gorgeous. And the pattern looks awesome. I have all the yarn for it sitting around. It drives my boyfriend crazy how much yarn I have just sitting around. But that is another thing that I need to finish this year. I also, this last year, started knitting another sweater for myself, which I'm very excited about and has come along a lot farther than my sister's. This one's bottom up. Has this gorgeous, can you even see it? It's hard to see, maybe I'll take a picture, but this gorgeous cable work pattern in it, and it's like not too soft of a yarn, but like soft squishy yarn. It's a recycled cotton, and it's fabulous. And this is in this giant bag that was given to me by my someday aunt, my boyfriend's aunt. Very kind of her. I love this. It's gorgeous. It holds everything I need. I even have yarn in here for other projects that I've wanted to start but just haven't gotten around to. I have a giant attempt at a sock for my boyfriend, and then the actual correct size where I just need to take out the giant one and re-knit it to be the correct size, and then he will have his second pair of socks for me. Last year I did finish a pair of socks for him. My someday mother-in-law bought me this brown mohair, requesting like a skinny lacy scarf made with it. Never got around to it. I really need to cast this on so I can give it to her, because she paid for this yarn, so she needs her project. And she's very relaxed about it. She's like, oh, whenever you get around to it, you've got a million other projects on the needles. Thank you for being flexible. I promise I didn't forget. I will get to this as soon as I get something off the needles. I also have in here this gorgeous yarn. I won this from Created for You by Laura. She was doing all last year she did a yarn of the month that was themed in music of our youth. I believe for her that was the 70s. So this colorway was Lovin', Touchin', Squeezin'. So I won this by guessing the album that the colorway was based on. And I think I want to redo those fingerless gloves in this yarn. I think this would be a lot cozier. This is in her crystal stash, 50% merino, 50% tencel. So it's a nice soft yarn that I think would make good fingerless gloves, and then I can hopefully out of this get a pair for myself as well as a matching pair for my boyfriend if he wants them. But first a pair for myself. So that's a planned cast on probably after I do the scarf for my mother-in-law, because that needs to get done first. But I've been holding on to this. I think this was like July or something I got this. And, oh, June 22. I meant to like cast it on right away so that I could post pictures and show her, like, thank you so much for this yarn. I'm using it. It looks great. And I totally forgot. And no, I just got busy with other things. Let's be real. I didn't forget. I just got busy. But I am still very excited to knit with this yarn. I think it's gorgeous. It's something that I wouldn't normally grab for, but I think it's going to make an awesome pair of fingerless gloves for myself. And it's definitely going to be a staple. My hands get cold so fast. Fingerless gloves would let me keep my hands warm while I'm working and not have to cover up my fingertips so I can still do all the typing and scrolling on my phone that I need to. As if anyone really needs to scroll on their phone. I also bought yarn from our local yarn shop before they unfortunately closed for good. I bought yarn to make my first wool sweater. All of my sweaters so far have been made with acrylic yarn, so I can throw them in the washing machine and be done with it. And also it's a lot cheaper. But I got this mohair and merino. I think the mohair is Fountain Hill brushed mohair. It's actually 80% acrylic, 20% mohair, but that's fine. I'm gonna hold that double with this Cascade Yarns Heritage, 75% merino, 25% nylon. And I think together those will make a nice, cute gray sweater. I haven't decided what pattern yet. I want it to be like a big, cozy sweater, like boxy, maybe like a turtleneck or something. Because I've had just like plain, like kind of fitted gray sweaters and like cabled gray sweaters before, store-bought ones, and I just don't grab for them. That's not the vibe that I'm going for apparently in my wardrobe. So I want to make sure that whatever I pick for this gray is something that I'm actually going to grab for and wear and want to wear. Hiding in my purse, I have my, I believe it was November Yarnable subscription yarn that I'm knitting up into socks. I haven't gotten very far. It's just like my on the go. If we go bowling or something, in between turns, I will pull that out and do some knitting on it. I don't really care when that gets finished, but I skipped December, but I got January's Yarnable, and I have it here, and I'm not opening it yet because my birthday's coming up in just a couple days here. So I am saving this to open on my birthday as a little gift to myself. My family did kind of, since my birthday is so close to Christmas, my family usually does like a combined birthday Christmas celebration. We didn't used to, but since we've all gotten older and all of that, we just do it all at once, so that we're all together. So that is that. I'm gonna open this. Maybe I'll show you next week, after I've opened it on my birthday. But that's a fun little gift to myself. I know I looked up before deciding to get the January box what the colorway was going to be. So I know vaguely what it looks like, but I also looked it up like when it first got released on the website. So I don't actually remember exactly what it looks like. I know it's gonna be pink, which I love. I'm excited to see what that looks like, and then there's gonna be goodies in there, which I'm not sure what those are gonna be, so that will be a nice surprise. It's always fun to see what kind of goodies. I know October, I got a little tea. I got loose leaf tea and one of those tea capsules that you put your loose leaf tea in and put in your mug. And that was amazing. I think I used all of that tea. It was delicious. And November, we got a charcuterie knife set, and a little cheese stitch marker and a sock pattern, which I do need to try. So maybe when I open my January yarn, maybe I'll use November's sock pattern for January yarn. We'll see. Who knows? It's a mystery. We don't have plans for my birthday yet. We are probably gonna go bowling because it's been a long time since we've gone bowling. We joined a bowling league back in September, and then we had to quit because my boyfriend's in school, we're living off of just my income and his student loans. And it was just getting too expensive. So we decided we needed to quit that, just go bowling for fun when we had time. And since we quit back in November, we haven't had time. So it's honestly for the best, but I kind of miss it. So we're probably gonna go bowling on Sunday to celebrate my birthday a little early, since my birthday's on a weekday. I'm gonna be working, Dawson's gonna have school. It's gonna be crazy. So we'll do a little celebration on the day. I'll open my gift to myself. I wanted to see if we could go for a hike at the interstate park that's near us, but it looks like the weather is gonna get kind of iffy again. So we'll just have to see about that. It's probably not going to happen, but that's okay. It would have been a miracle for a January birthday to be able to go out on a nice hike. So bowling is great. And then I'm probably also going to make myself a birthday cake. We just started the keto diet. We started it before the new year. It's not our New Year's resolution. But we did recently start keto, so we had to go out and we had to replace all of our staples, all of our flour, sugar, with keto-friendly alternatives. So for my birthday cake, I found out Duncan Hines has a lot of keto-friendly box mixes. I was so worried, like I wasn't able to find like keto chocolate chips or anything, which like makes sense. It's sugar or whatever. But like, come on. I've got a sweet tooth. I can't just eat dark chocolate all the time. Like 80% cacao. No. I am getting more used to that type of flavor, but I still want my good chocolate. So we found they have brownie mix, which we tried and was good. We found they have chocolate chip cookie mix, and they have a cake mix. So we bought the cake mix so that I can have cake for my birthday. I wish it was chocolate, but our local store didn't have a chocolate version. I don't know if they make a chocolate version. And then I couldn't find in the store keto frosting. But when I looked online, I was able to order it for pickup at our store, so I must have just overlooked it. So I got a tub of chocolate and a tub of vanilla for the frosting, so I'll at least have keto-friendly chocolate frosting on the cake. So that should be delicious. Today, I'm about to go make a set of keto pizzas to take to Dawson for lunch at the school, because A, it's my day off and I do what I want, and B, we didn't have anything in the fridge for him to pack for lunch today anyways. So I'm gonna go drop him off some lunch. He's got an hour break between classes, so not really enough time to justify him coming home, but I can go sit and eat with him for a little bit while he has his break, relax for a little bit with him, and then he won't be home until right around dinner time. Here's our pizza crust straight out of the oven. It's just egg and mozzarella, so it already smells like pizza in here. Got the sauce ready to go. We're gonna top it with more cheese and pepperoni. It looks and smells delicious, so I'm excited to try it. Keto has been a lot more cooking than we're used to, just because we were used to grabbing a frozen chicken patty and heating that up in the microwave. That's pretty unhealthy. We all knew this, but living on our own for the first time, it was convenient, it was easy, so we were already thinking about cooking more and shifting into a healthier lifestyle to try to become real adults that take care of ourselves. So we're probably going to keep this up for about 6 months at least, or until we reach our weight goals. Once we reach our goals, we'll reevaluate, but right now the plan will be to very slowly incorporate more carbs back into our diet, because we know there's research that says, yes, you want metabolic flexibility, but then also some research that says, hey, maybe don't do keto long term. So we're going to try to be mindful of that and eventually incorporate some more carbs back into our diet, but not nearly as many as we were once eating. Buying keto friendly has been expensive, and maybe it's just because we're just starting out, we have to replace a lot of things, and we're not buying the frozen stuff that was really cheap. Maybe it's really not that different, but right now it feels very expensive. But it has been a challenge to switch from homemade lattes every day to plain old coffee. We do have some sugar-free sweeteners that we put into it, but we're also doing intermittent fasting. So the sweeteners are okay because they're 0 sugar, 0 calorie, which sounds impossible, but that's what the bottle says, so we're going with it. And going from lattes, which are mostly milk and some espresso, to basic coffee. But we're making it work. It's all okay. We're still getting our caffeine. And mostly when I'm at work, I drink black tea anyways. So if I don't get up in time to make myself a cup of coffee to sit down and sip, I don't really care because I'm going to sip my tea at work and that has caffeine. And I don't have too much of a caffeine dependency anyways. I did remember one more project that I need to go back and look at again. And it's kind of low on my list of priorities right now because I'm just generally frustrated with it. I completely completed this hat. It's a Musselburgh hat. And it's knit in this like giant tube, and you fold it in on itself, and it's supposed to be this wonderful warm hat, but I knit it too big for my head on accident. This is just not what I was going for. I'm not a fan. So I'm gonna have to, and I also ran out of the yarn at the end of it. So I'm gonna have to snip this, because I also weaved in my ends already, like an idiot. I had this kind of matching purple color that I bought for socks, but I incorporated it at the end. And that probably should have been my hint that I needed to do that. That probably should have been my hint that, hey, maybe you made this hat too big if one skein of yarn isn't enough. It was enough for most of it, but just towards the very end, and I decided, okay, that'll just be the inside. But maybe that should have been my hint. But it's way too big for my head. But I love this yarn. It's got these tweedy bits and beautiful colors. I bought it in Ann Arbor at the yarn fair there in the spring. And I was so excited for this hat to wear it this winter, and I haven't worn it maybe once when I first finished it because I really wanted to, but it's just too big. So at some point I'm gonna have to revisit this and make it smaller. I think I even tried to wash it and see if it would shrink, but it's a superwash merino, so it didn't really do much of anything. I could try to block it, but I don't think that's really gonna fix anything. I think I just need to redo it. But if anyone happens to be watching this that knows anything about how I can fix this without redoing the whole thing, please let me know. Yeah, so those are the things that I'm working on. I'm gonna go get started on lunch in a little bit, water the plants, they desperately need it, and sit and knit for a little bit and relax, because it's my day off. I've got to do laundry, but hey, in between loads, it's time to relax. I'm hoping that this will help me keep track of what I want to be working on and keep track of what I have completed throughout the year. So I'm not thinking, when I look at these videos from other people, like, oh, they got all of this done and I can't even remember what I did. I know I've knit some things, but like probably not that many. So hopefully that'll help keep me accountable and help keep me remembering like the progress that I am making. Thank you for watching. If anyone's here with me, I'm excited to watch this back later and, you know, at the end of next year, see how much I've progressed on my journey of getting healthy and doing self-care and also knitting and crochet. Hopefully I'll gain some crochet motivation at some point soon because I need those projects to get a move on. But it also helps that one of our friends wants to learn crochet, so that's kind of motivating me to pick up those projects again so I can help her learn. But yeah, thanks for being here with me today, and hopefully I'll see you next week and check in on my progress then. It probably